It's lunchtime.
Okay.
I had a Monterey chicken, courtesy of Michelle. Come on in, y'all. Diddy got a brand new breaking news, Greg. This thing broke. This thing just broke. It wasn't even broke by the time I did the podcast earlier. So Diddy got a new male accuser, man.
What?
Yep. Everybody should be getting loaded for the tonight is the first breakfast for dinner panel. We'll get everything for that squared away. Let everybody come on in. Oh, Greg, you forgot to remind me to turn us on Facebook. See how hard that is to remember?
As you can tell, yeah, because I totally forgot.
Yeah, it's like once you think it's loaded, you be thinking like everything else. Now we public. That's crazy. It should just automatic. What's up, y'all? Mimi, I got her the link. I think we should have everybody on. Everybody should be on. We'll check when everybody get in here. We got G Money here. Your boy Flo.
Yes, sir.
Wendy allegedly signs papers today regarding guardianship. Diddy got a new accusation from another male. Ocho responded to your boy Camron.
Saw that.
Jim Jones responded to your boy Camron.
Yep.
Everybody mad.
Yes.
What's up, lunch crew? So, as they coming in here, Facebook, come on in with us. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Me and Greg gonna get into that. Mimi already talking about it. So we about to get into this Diddy, and Greg's hot topics. Let's go. Cut the music. So yeah. We get in here. Let everybody come in here. Like to say, I had a Monterey Jack crusted chicken breast meal. It was awesome. First time I ever had it. I don't know, whatever they put on that chicken, some type of sauce. It busts in your mouth, no Diddy. Like a barbecue sauce or something. It's like a barbecue sauce or something. That thing just get to explode. But yeah, it was good. And I took it out of here. They gave me like a little scoop of vanilla ice cream with a little small chocolate chip cookie I have for later that came with it. Just a little bit. What's up with you, Greg? What you got going on, man? Everybody still talking about Greg on the playground, but what you been up to, bro?
Hey, man, just kind of, doing what I do, man. Nothing too major. Just, trying to get through another day, man. That's about it, man.
Did you go to the game last night?
Man, I went to the game last night, high school basketball game here in West Bloomfield. It was a burner, bro.
For real?
Last second, and they ended up winning by 2, man. So they get to, it's tournament time here in Michigan. So they get to advance to the next game, which is Friday. If they win Friday, then they go downstate, man. So yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, that's good.
Crazy good game.
That was ain't nothing like a good hoop game. Yeah, shout out to Lauren. It was good. So I got to shout out Michelle for the $100 lunch super chat. Everybody, Michelle, okay, you good today?
Hey, Michelle, can I get a loan?
Say, what's up, Michelle? Tonight, Michelle gonna tell us about that New Edition concert too on the panel.
Michelle, can I get a loan?
Look at G Money. G Money.
That's my homie too, man.
Yeah, G Money. Hey, so I guess because this like literally broke, Greg. I guess let's start with this Diddy mess. It like literally broke right before we came on.
Yeah.
So you got it?
No, I ain't heard about this.
You ain't heard about it? All right,
Uh-uh.
hold on. Let me see. I thought I said, yeah, I definitely sent it. Hey, I'm about to send it to you, Greg, so you can go through it with us real quick. Add this to your hot topics. You know, we got this news so breaking. You know it's breaking if Greg ain't see it. Because
Yeah,
Greg
I ain't
see
seen that.
everything. So I just sent it to you, man. Pull it up. And if you want to give it to us, we're gonna break it down. What y'all doing, y'all? Hey, but yeah, the list. Hey, look, I've been searching high and low for that list. As we wait on Greg to get everything loaded up, I was searching high and low for that Epstein list. I ain't seen it yet. It's supposed to come today, and I don't know why they keep teasing it like it's the new Jordans or something. Like, bring it out.
I
Bring your
thought
A.
I thought it was coming out tomorrow.
No, that was today. The clip said tomorrow, but that was yesterday. If you talking about that clip, but that clip was from yesterday. They said Thursday, which would be today. So it's supposed to come out sometime today. Tomorrow is the blackout.
Yes, sir.
Look at this. Not meaning me talking about they saying they might not release it. Man, that's what I'm saying. Forget all of them, man.
Oh, wow.
Man, go ahead.
You know, I mean, if they release it, that's gonna be great. But it's still, man, you still talking about the power play. And if it's enough powerful people on that list, and we gotta remember who one of Epstein's boys was. Seen him in multiple photos at multiple parties. It's the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? So if he was engulfed in the whole Epstein lifestyle, he know everybody else who was engulfed in the Epstein lifestyle. So as soon as they got to talk about releasing, I could see the power players calling him like, bruh, do you really want to do that? You remember you was at the parties too. You remember you was on them islands and on them planes too. You know what I'm saying? So I would be like surprised if they truly release that list, man, because I know I just know it got some of the elites on that list. I know it does. So man, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't release it, bro. I could see them teasing people, making people think this, making people think that, but when it's time to put up and shut up, I think they might, tuck and run. That's what I'm thinking.
They let me see the list. I'll put it out there. I'll put it out there, and then I'll go up in this chimney in my background and hide.
Right.
Y'all have to feed me. Y'all have to feed me through the chimney. But you get the Diddy pulled up yet?
Yeah, what you sent me, I don't know if it's
it's it. You can go. It's on TMZ. If you know how to go to TMZ, you know how to go to TMZ.
Yeah, let me see.
It's just on TMZ for real. I just sent you like the Instagram link that take you to TMZ.
All right, let me go in the bio here.
We got to get Diddler pulled up.
Is it more information
you said what?
Is it more information than what I'm reading right here?
It's a full TMZ story. You know how to go to TMZ website? It's a full story. I don't know what you mean. Is it more than what you're reading? But it's like a typical, one of their full stories.
Okay, I'm on Instagram.
Oh, no, it's on TMZ, but that'll take you there, but you probably don't know how to get there. From there, probably.
No, I don't know how to get there. It says link in bio. And then when I go to bio, I don't see no link. So
I'm going to it. Hold on. So yeah, y'all, let's get into it. This is via TMZ, y'all. Diddy sued by male escort for alleged essay during a freak off. This is another male accuser. Like I said, this is new. And what is it saying? It is saying Diddy accused of let's say motomizing. I don't even know a word for that, but you know what I'm saying. A sex worker and threatened to Tupac him. And they claiming this guy got receipts. So let's get into it. Sean Diddy Combs is being sued yet again, this time by a man who claims he was hired to engage in a freak off of sorts with a disgraced music mogul and a female companion. The sex worker, identified as a John Doe, also says Diddy threatened to harm him and made a reference to Pac, who was fatally shot in '96. John Doe says his nightmare began 2012 when he met Diddy through a male companion, through a male companion service that he worked for in Florida. So this was a male, it's like Grinder or something, I guess. He says he told Diddy he would travel to New York City to hook up with Diddy at the Intercontinental Hotel. When he entered the room, the man says he was met by Diddy and Diddy's female companion. I wonder in 2012, who that female companion was. Let's think about that. The escort says Diddy commanded him to give oral to the woman for hours while performing degrading sex acts on her. Similar to the freak-offs as defined by federal prosecutors in the criminal case against the Bad Boy Records CEO. In addition, they got so many pop-ups, bro. They trying to sell you $1 million. I don't want no fitness membership. Hold up, y'all. They they got to hit you with 1,000 pop-ups. Okay, so I'm back. He says he told Diddy that he would travel to New York to hook up with Diddy at the Intercontinental Hotel. Diddy, y'all notice, I believe, this is in New York. So the Intercontinental Hotel, he said when he entered the room, the man says he was met by Diddy and Diddy's female companion. The escort says Diddy commanded him to give and then moved on. He gave oral to the. So the escort says Diddy rubbed him with a bottle of water and baby oil rubbed on his body, causing him to lose control. Baby oil bandit. He says Diddy followed him into the bathroom and itemized. He says Diddy then said, if I can get Pac hit, what the F do you think can happen to you? The man claims he said he would keep his mouth shut about the essay. Diddy's legal team says this is no matter how many lawsuits are filed, all of them are false. It won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never essayed or trafficked anyone. Diddy's lawyers continue to say we live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court. Greg, what you think?
Man, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I get it. People can tell they truth whenever they, get enough courage to do so. But I'm just ready for the trial, bro. I'm just ready for the trial so we can get this over with, man. And we can stop having these kind of conversations about Diddy. No Diddy. Nobody likes to be talking about this, in the terms in which, the victims are saying these horrible things have happened to them, bro. I don't like reading what you just or hearing what you just read about anybody ever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, bro. Like, and it's the same MO. You know, ain't nobody just continuously saying the same thing about what happened to them, and there's no, smoke where there's fire. So I'm just ready to like literally hear what really happened based off of the real evidence that I know this prosecution has. And then, he get to, meet his fate. But it's horrible. I feel sorry for anybody if, at this point, I guess all this stuff is allegedly. But if anybody had to go through any of this, man, this is the kind of stuff, if it happens to you, it pretty much ruins your life forever. Ain't no coming back from it. You can get counseling and this and that, but at the end of the day, if these horrible things have happened to grown men, and not taking anything away from the ladies, of course, but if you was a man and these types of things have happened to you, how do you come back from it, bro? Just tell me, how do you come back from it? You can't.
You can't. You can't.
So I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the alleged victims, and I just hope that justice prevails at the end of the day. That's the only thing I can really, say about all these situations. I just hope justice prevails because, man, these are a lot of lives that's been ruined. A lot.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm ready myself. I'm ready for the trial as well. It's just nasty work all over the place, and it's like, you get drains. I imagine everybody is drained in this situation on all sides, the victims, the people working these cases and everything. And it's just like, but I tell you one thing, when they drop this enterprise letter, that's going to be a little, hey, look, that's going to shake different. That's going to hit a little different. When they drop this enterprise letter, next, it might be within the next 2 weeks is what they saying. Because they've been saying March 7th, but then they said March 17th. So they gonna definitely drop that enterprise letter. And when they drop that, it's gonna be a little different because we've been seeing like lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. We know Diddy is we already know the drill and what's been going on, the baby oil bandit, the baby 1,000 bottles of baby, all type of crazy stuff. But when the enterprise letter come and they start naming people who actually helped them and stuff like that and kind of breaking it down, I think it's going to take us for a whole nother ride until the trial.
I could stomach that. You know what I'm saying? I can, because then we're getting closer to the facts and you know what I'm saying?
We're in trouble for and stuff that's actually affecting the actual trial.
Right. Right now, all these lawsuits, they're mere allegations, although they're gruesome. But we're getting ready to get to the facts of what really happened. You know what I'm saying? Because they got real evidence. That's what I want to see, and I'm pretty sure everybody else wants to see it as well, man. Because right now, all these lawsuits, like I said, as gruesome as they are, they still have to be proven. They still have to, go through the procedures of court, where the actual trial is going to, encompass everything. It ain't gonna be because the prosecution is trying to take his head off. So it ain't gonna be no allegations. It's gonna be, sir, on this day, we're looking at this tape. we see that you were doing this with X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get to breaking it down, man. And that's what people need to see, man. Because then once people really see what's, even the people that might be on his side, which it doesn't really seem like it's a lot, you know, even at that point, I think those people are going to be like, wow, we knew, but we can't continue to stand by and support this. You know, he needs to be where he needs to be. And hopefully that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, we're gonna talk about it on tomorrow's morning's podcast. So we could go on. What you got? What you had lined up for us today, Greg, on G Money's hot topics?
Lil Baby in trouble, potentially.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like the Diddy thing, you know, in was it in New York or New Jersey where
What
he had the
Diddy
concert?
who? Oh, Diddy, yeah, when he had that concert, out there. I think it was in. I don't remember. I can't
I think
remember
it might
because
have been in
I
New
be getting
York.
confused because then I thought it was like where his college was and stuff, and I think so. I'm thinking I'm not sure, but it don't matter.
Yeah,
Where that big party where people got trampled and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
And some of them passed away. This is a little bit more crazier, but they're saying that and I just think and Lil Baby, I don't know what he was thinking about because he basically, you know, kind of skirted his way, changed his image, started hanging around billionaires, you know, when the trial was going on in Atlanta, it had all the rappers, you know, included. He kind of skirted that. The Young Thug trial, because
Right.
some people was kind of saying that, you know, he was in that mix too. But you saw, next thing you know, Lil Baby hanging out with, you know, billionaires and at the slash almost Diddy parties, the Rick Rubin parties. Not Rick Rubin, but my bad, Rick Rubin, the legend.
Every moving the producer.
Right. But you know, the owner of the Sixers, when he was, you know, he have his parties now. So I thought Lil Baby would, you know, just kind of make music and live his life. But as the reports say, Lil Baby blamed by the Atlanta Police Department for the death of two 13-year-old boys because of his cowardly actions of allegedly shooting a music video in a rival gang neighborhood. This team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons you are affiliated with responsible. Wednesday, authorities held a press conference updating the public of the progress of the case stemming from an incident of July 2024. Oh, wow, this happened a while back. Jacody Davis and Layman Freeman were outside, of Freeman's home celebrating his birthday when shots were fired. In addition to both boys being hit, Davis' 11-year-old brother was shot as well. After being in critical condition, he was the only one of the three to make it. Now police say they have arrested 7 people: Quinte Sanders, Richard Hollis, Reginald Thomas, Dakotan Mobley, Marcus Crawford, Trandon Crawford, and Ali Carwell. Atlanta Police Major Ralph Woolfolk said that the overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear. We also pivoted to a Atlanta-based rapper that they're blaming for igniting several gang-related incidents, all due to a music video being shot in a rival gang stronghold, according to WSB TV. Police records show that Lil Baby is the rapper being referred to as shooting took place during his video shoot in May of 2024. That particular incident left 3 men with injuries. Police noted that days afterwards, there were a string of gang-related shootings and homicides that are potentially connected, as they're blaming Lil Baby for starting a gang war. That said, that a call from a high-ranking member of a gang opposing Lil Baby's resulted in the shooting of the kids. They vowed to hold Lil Baby and all involved responsible. Man, it sounds like they sent Lil Baby up for a RICO.
Mm-hmm. That's what
That
I
would have
was
sounded
about
to
to
me.
say. It sounds like that he already on the chopping block. It sounds
Yes.
like he's next. Because I don't know if this says it in those reports, but do they say anything about who actually did it or what happened to them?
They got like what, 7 people have been arrested for, the killing of the 2 young kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're locked up right now, going through the process. And you know what happens when you get 11 locked up and you got
People
you
start
want to
talking.
go right, you want to go after the big dog. You go get the 11 first and get them in the box, and then they get to saying what they say. And I'm pretty sure they're not trying to get XYZ gang member. They trying to get the big dog, Lil Baby. So
Mm-hmm.
they probably in there snitching as we speak.
Yeah, because I agree, because the the way that chief standing on all 10 of them toes and calling out Lil Baby is definitely has to be something more than he just was shooting this video there, as far as they're concerned. Ain't no way they would be yelling Lil Baby's name and having all these whatever press conferences or whatever, just because he shot his video in a rival gang neighborhood. It's something more to it. They just saying that because that's part of it, but they know some information, of course, that we don't know, and I think it's something like either something was going on and Baby might have said, handle that or whatever, not even, because sometimes you can say something and not mean, you know, take it that far, and then people could take it farther. So I'm just getting a sense that them guys, the people that got arrested, must be throwing around Lil Baby's name, and somehow they pointing to him, and it's more than just he shot his video there. This whole police department ain't going after Diddy. I mean Diddy, Lil Baby, just because just because he shot his video there, and that's all they hold him accountable for. Yeah, this about to heat up.
Well, I
This
mean,
about to
it's
heat up.
already heating up. They're doing a press conference almost a year later. You know what I'm saying? So it's something going on. They're not just police, especially this ain't just a regular police office. This the big dogs in the police department. So for
Right.
them to come on live TV and say the things that they said about Lil Baby, pretty much saying he think he a gangster. They're not doing that because Lil Baby got a little power, especially in Atlanta. He be loved. You know what I'm saying? So they're not just gonna pull that card without them having some behind the scene ammunition to take a shot at Lil Baby. Now if they successful, because they can't really say he took a shot at anybody because he was doing the actual video. But once again, if he is a part of an organization, they are all about these RICO charges, especially in Atlanta. He should know better. He just seen it live and direct for years. You know what I'm saying?
And just being honest, why would you shoot a video on the right? You too old, and you. I don't know why you doing that anyway. And so what happens is whatever they got going on, you still looking dumb by even shooting a video in a rival gang area and all that. Like once you make it, you ain't you if you still out here trying to prove how tough you is or prove you can be in a neighborhood, grow up, man. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It could be many things. He could be involved. He could not really be involved, and it could be people in there telling what little things they know because they trying to help their murder case out. It's just so many ways that you can just get screwed. You could get screwed because you actually doing wrong, and you can get screwed just because you put yourself in the wrong place, the wrong time, and people want to scream your name. So with all those outcomes, man, I believe in just standing. Once you don't have to be in the mud, stay out of the mud.
And then you got to think about this too. You know, when you Lil Baby, he kind of, you know, hit the ground running, right? He became an instant star. Everybody loved Lil Baby. And then probably for like the last 2 years, he cooled all the way off. Everybody was, you know, kind of, you know, looking at his pen a little differently. They pretty much were saying his style pretty much sounds the same. You know, you had DJ academics all over the, you know, internet talking about how Lil Baby then fell off. He can't make raps. He can't rap no more. So it's almost like right around that time, Lil Baby was kind of in a slump. You know what I'm saying? As far as being able to put out music that the masses thought was as good as the original music that he was putting out. You know, so sometimes when you know, you have all that quick, you know, fame and success, and then all of a sudden you look around and it ain't like that anymore. You know, if you ain't smart about what it is that you're doing, you can kind of fall back into some of your old ways. Like, let me go back to the neighborhood and, you know, do a video, or go in the rival neighborhood and do the video so I can continue to show, you know, that I got this street cred that I made my name from, you know, in the industry. So you never know, man. When that success starts to flee, you know, these cats can do some things out of the norm, and they look up, you know, their whole life is over with, man. So, you know, hopefully, you know, everybody gets justice in whatever happened. But yeah, Lil Baby, I think you might be on the clock, bro.
Yeah, because we seeing it too much. Once they start messing with you, they going all the way. We seeing that now. Like we've seen it too many times in the last 4 years. It's like they give you a little smoke, and before you know it, you fully in the grease,
frying.
Next thing you know, like we could be looking at this as next thing we know, hey, we could be hearing Lil Baby indicted for RICO.
Yeah. I mean, because
they already
been on his head.
Start talking.
Yeah, and now you got 7 individuals. You know, that's the same thing, you know, that Young Thug ran into. You know, he wasn't involved in nothing directly. You know what I'm saying? But once they, you know, lined everybody up and started saying 30 to life, you know, life, what you gonna do? You know who we really want. You know who really is the big dog here. Are you gonna give them up, or are you gonna be away from your family, you know, until you're an old man? You make a decision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? and you know how it be. They be like, man, little baby ain't really done nothing for me in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to telling what I really know. And then he lined up, and his little fortune is pretty much starting to go out the window because he got to pay top-notch attorneys to represent him to try to get him out of trouble, when all he had to do is just stay his little ass out of the areas that he know he shouldn't be in anyway.
That don't make no sense, man.
It's
That makes
crazy.
no sense. And now and then we got to go back to these 13-year-old, these small children. They say he was 13 years old for about 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
And then he was out of here.
I mean, that's just like, man, and you can't, it must be, the parents must have some kind of, cachet, because this happened a year ago. And when you got a 13-year-old that's been passed away, how do you let that go as a parent?
Dang, you right about that. You right about that. Them families is not going for it, obviously. That's how. That is a good point, Greg. The fact that it's a year later and they going this hard, that means them families putting pressure on them.
Exactly.
They definitely are, because they'll sweep some. If you let them, they'll sweep some under the rug.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Nah. Yeah. This. Stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get a little messy in Atlanta. Well, anyway, man, like you said earlier, is it gonna be a year of beefs? We got Ocho then responded back. You got what's his name? Responding to, I seen him on the Breakfast Club this morning. Jim Jones talking about he ready to get in the ring with Camron. Camron becoming the new 50.
Right. Camron got so much beef out there.
Yeah. Ocho.
He got everybody beef, but who you want to talk about first? Ocho?
Yeah, Ocho pretty much told Cam to pull up. You know where I'm at. You know where I'll be at. As a matter of fact, I'll be in Miami on Wednesday at this restaurant. I was like, so I like Ocho. He ain't trying to duck no smoke. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to find what Ocho said.
Yeah, man. Ocho wasn't playing around. He was
Listen,
like,
can you hear this, Greg? Tell me if y'all can hear this.
Some stuff to say.
Nah, not really.
And think about some stuff that was brought up 2 years ago where I said, Cam, you my man, and I'm coming for your spot. I'm not sure how that's taking its hate when all you have to do is understand.
We can't really hear it.
You can't hear it?
As the state.
That's Ocho. Matter of fact, Ocho's response. No, go ahead, Greg. You said you couldn't hear it, so never mind.
Yeah, Ocho basically was like, he thought, he was what Cam spoke about. Ocho said that he thought that when he was, talking to Cam back in the day, it was more so him giving him, praise about, being in that on that platform and doing as well as he was doing. He was like, he didn't know that he took it personally. He said, I thought I was giving him praise. He was like, and then he was like, as far as him telling Cam to get with his people, when Cam asked him to be on the show, Ocho was like, I tell everybody to get with my people. I don't do any of that. He was like, and then he referenced Shannon. It was like, Shannon, who did I tell you when we were talking to get with? And Shannon was like, whoever his people is, his manager or whatnot, and then after that, he said the whole thing about him having a penile enlargement was just him trolling and making a joke or whatnot. And then after that, he was like, pretty much, Cam, you know where I be at. I don't hide nothing. Everywhere he was like, I be in your neighborhoods. He was like, I was just in your neighborhood not too long ago. He was like, so if anybody got any kind of anything with me, I don't hide where I be at. I'm outside. And then he went into, as a matter of fact, Wednesday, I'll be in New York. I'll be at this restaurant at 5:00. So if anybody got anything that they want to say or do to me, that's where I'll be at. And that's kind of where he left it.
Yeah. I hate to see it because Ocho, the funny thing is Ocho seems so not confrontational, like non-confrontational. And I definitely, to me, it seemed like the whole Ocho and Camron thing is Camron taking stuff the wrong way on this one. Because the things that he mad about, one of the things Camron said, he said that Ocho said he was going to take his spot. And then Ocho said, I showed him love even before I said that. And when I said it, it was in a way, it's like friendly competition, not no disrespect. And when I went back and listened to what he said, I wouldn't have got offended by Ocho saying I'm gonna take your spot. He was saying like you done came in this game and you doing it. It's really like a shout out for real. Okay, so that's one. I'm with Ocho on that one. And then he said that Camron said he got mad when he reached out to Ocho about doing the show with Camron and them instead of doing the show. Well, before he decided to do the show with Shannon, he said he got mad at Ocho because Ocho told him to reach out to his agent or whatever. I think his name Jerome or something. And Camron took that as disrespect. And then Ocho said he asked Shannon right live on the air, when you hit me up about doing the show, what did I say? He said hit your people up, Jerome. He said, yeah, because they handle that. He said, I just don't handle none of that. And that's another thing I can feel Ocho on. And these are two of some of the main things that Camron talked about. So on this one, I think Camron wrong. And then in the Camron Jim Jones one, I think Jim Jones wrong. But in this particular one, I'm with Ocho on this one because just those two reasons alone, and those came out of Cameron's mouth. So if you wrong, if you mad for those two reasons, you just looking like an angry soul on that to me. Because I'm trying to find some real good reason for you to be going off like like I'll just call it for what it is. I'm trying to find some good reasons for you going off and going crazy like that. And I don't see him. I see Camron remind me of the type of trolls that be looking to try to start something with me. Like, bro, you just searching for something. And I see it on.
Think you done froze up, big dog?
It's the Wi-Fi.
Right.
The Wi-Fi bad today. Nothing I can do about it.
Right. So, and then on top of that, man, you got to be careful. You don't see, that's the thing about it. Everybody in their brain, for whatever reason, be thinking they super tough because they may have, had some situations where they ended up coming out on the top end of the situation. But man, you don't know. Chad don't come. He does be kind of nonchalant and not really, any kind of mess when it comes to mano. But man, he from Liberty City, and Flo just went down. But yeah, Liberty City is not a place, for you to be just picking on people from there. They grow up fighters. So, I don't know. I think everybody, they're all grown men. They're all making goo gobs of money, you know, to let me bring you back up. They are. I was just breaking down, the fact that, um, you know, Ocho from Liberty City in Florida, man.
Yeah, I heard Liberty City get down.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you picking your opponents, man, and you starting to make like these idle threats that people can take personal, man. And like I was just saying before you pop back in, to me, it really don't make a whole bunch of sense for anybody to be beefing with each other, especially over little stuff like what or Camron so called is beefing with Ocho about. They all getting money. They're all successful. They were all successful before they even came to these platforms. And then they get on these platforms, and I don't know if if it's for marketing and drama allows people to put more eyes on them. That could be it in the back of everybody's mind. But man, to me, it just don't make no sense, man. That's if you really felt that way about Ocho, if you was able to reach out to him and ask him about being on your show, why you can't reach out to him and get your grievances off and y'all come to an understanding? Why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can
You
reach
gonna
out
waste
for
it
him,
on
but
air.
you can reach out for him to make some money off of him.
Right.
But you can't reach out to him and say, "Hey, man, I thought I ain't like the way." And that's another thing, and I'm gonna say about our community in general. Just say what you just tell the same thing. If you don't like the way he sent you to somebody else, tell him. You know what I mean? Why you
You
don't
just gonna
say
be quiet
nothing? Then you
until a
go in
year
your
later.
show screaming loud. I'm gonna say it to you. I'm be like, hey man, I feel disrespect you sending me through your people. And then now we gonna get an understanding right then and there, whether you gonna say that's just how I do it, no disrespect, I do this to everybody, or we gonna just work it out. But that's what I don't like when people do. Like, if you was that mad about it, say something when it happened. Don't let it happen and then go huffing and puffing on your show, man. Cause I'm gonna do like I felt Ocho on that, and I like Camron. Camron actually followed me on Instagram. He might not be following me for long, but he followed me on Instagram. I like Camron, and most of the time I'm with Camron. I'm just not with him on this one.
Yeah, I feel the
Most of the
same way.
time, that's why I'm surprised. Cause not to cut you off, but Camron normally he on the right side of his beats most of the time.
Yeah.
But this one he dead wrong because I could see myself being Ocho and I would be the same way, bro. I'll be right here. Come, you want to come holler at me? Come holler at me. Other than that, you ain't. You know what I mean? What you doing? So yeah, I'm kind of surprised at Camron on this one, because to me he dead wrong on this one for sure.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, of course, he's gonna respond back, I'm sure. I mean, sometimes he'll take the high road and not have anything to say, but man, at this juncture and in social media and how drama brings eyes towards you, I don't think he gonna just let Ocho get it off and he not have no response. So
no, he about to come back. That's what I said. It's about to be crazy. Cameron's response about to be crazy. Let's not even fool ourselves. Especially when you got somebody talking about meet you here, meet you there. He
right.
got to go there now. He got to say something.
Right. And then he got Jim Jones on the Breakfast Club talking about, meet me in the ring, 10 million. I'll box your face off. You know what I'm saying? so he got a couple of arch enemies that he has to address, man. So I like the sport of, the back and forth and everybody, trying to maintain they position because they've been the man pretty much all their career. Jim Jones, Camron, Ocho. So it's gonna be hard once again. Ego's gonna always gonna step in and direct them how to respond to the next man instead of being like, you know what, man, we all getting this money, we all got great shows, ain't nobody really about to be out here fighting each other because we're at the point now where who's really fighting. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, we too grown to be just out here fighting. So eventually somebody just gonna get hurt. So why are we even doing this? Ain't nobody gonna square up, man. You got bodyguards, you got people that love you. Ain't nobody about to let nobody do anything to any of them without something really terrible happening. So I just think, man, people need to kind of see the position they in, get on phones and discuss things like true and real men do, and keep it off of social media, man. That's what I think.
Yep, I agree. What else we got on the docket, man? Let's get off these rappers, this Breakfast Club subjects. What else we got out there? This
Man,
Charlemagne and them lane. But what else we got?
man, my boy, man, did you hear about Gene Hackman?
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. They saying, and we actually was talking about it like right when it broke. Mini Me, I think. If it was a Mini Me, I think brought it to the channel.
Yeah, man, that just, man, I love me some Gene Hackman, man. Legendary Hollywood actor Gene Hackman has been found dead alongside his wife Betsy Arquaya in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe County Police discovered the body of the two-time Oscar winner. I did not know Gene Hackman was 95 years old, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know that till today.
You know
Didn't
what
know
I'm
that either.
saying? And
I'm thinking he was like in his 70s.
yeah, man. And his wife was 63, and he been with her for 34 years. And I didn't quite did the dog pass away too?
Everybody, yep. I think everybody in the house.
Oh wow, bro.
That's why they're thinking it's carbon monoxide.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy? I seen something. I don't know if it was in the comments or something, but they was trying to say that Gene Hackman might have been on the Epstein list.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's kind of what they was, kind of trying to allege. But yeah, man, I love me some Gene Hackman, man. He one of the all-time greatest actors to ever do it. I haven't seen
greatest. Not to cut you, I want to ask you this before I forget. Greatest Gene Hackman movie to you that you like?
Man, it's so. I mean, I like him in. Hey, let me pull up Gene Hackman because I ain't really. I mean, when I see it,
well, I know. Hey, look, I know you don't remember off top. He's 95 years old. The movie's back. I know. I know it wasn't a movie he did last year.
I mean, even back with the Supermans, he was in the original Supermans. One that I really love was Behind Enemy Lines. Did you see that one?
Behind Enemy Lines, yeah.
Yeah, and my all-time favorite Gene Hackman movie was Crimson Tide, bro.
Oh man, what year did that come out?
95.
Let me tell you about Crimson Tide since you brought it up. All right, so in 95, I was working. I was a little kid working at my uncle's. My uncle had a business. He did video. He rented out video. It was like Blockbuster. It was Blockbuster. My uncle was renting movies he had a store. He had stores renting movies before Blockbusters. Blockbusters came and knocked them out. But anyway, so I used to work there. I was about, I don't know how old I was. I had to be about 13, something like that, in that range. And so I used to be up there. We rented movies, right? And Crimson Tide was rented. It was always out. Every time somebody came to get it, it would be, you know what I mean? I was out. It never stayed in. That's how popular people love that movie. But the funny thing about working at my uncle's, it made me think of this because Christmas, when you said that, it just made me think about when I used to work there. And so he had a room. Soon, like when you come into the store, into the video rental place, it was a room to the right, like it was about the size of a walk-in closet, but it was shut off, and it was corn movies in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was for the adult entertainment, and they used to rent that, right?
Right.
So the slick people that always knew like Crimson Tide was out, it would be these certain little perverted, like, oh man, that would come in there. And like I was a little kid, I'd be at the register, and they always would come because like you could go in the corn room as soon as you walk in the store and just go in there. But people didn't want to do that, especially certain people. So they would always walk up to slowly walk up to the counter to talk to me. And then they would say, is Crimson Tide in? And I already know they about to go to the corn room.
Right.
And so I'd be like, oh no, it's out. And they'd be like, all right, thanks. And then they would turn and go into the corn room and be in there looking at movies for about 4 hours. They come out with their tickets. And so like you pull the ticket for what movie you want, man, they come out with a handful of tickets. And as a kid, you know, everything's silly and funny when you're a kid. So I used to be cracking up every time. It was the same routine. It'd be another perverted man. You know you can already tell who was going in the corner room when they walk in. They all kind of look like Jeffrey Dahmer, right? So they come walking in, they looking around, they looking at the regular movies, then they come up to the register. Hey, y'all got Crimson Tide? I'd be like, no, it's out, man. He'd be like, okay, young fella, I'll be right back. Then they'd walk and he'd go into that corn room. And hey, look, they used to be in there so long, you forget that they in there. You scare you when they come popping out because you be at the counter, you know, doing whatever, right? You know, whatever. And you be like, oh, shoot, I forgot you was in there, you old pervert. So it was a funny experience, but man, I was just like, and see me, you know, I always paid attention. So I was the one that always could call it out. Like me and my other like older cousin used to be working in there. As soon as the guy would come in the door, I would tell him, "You gonna go in the corner room and watch?" And he'd be like, "No, he ain't." So we have our little bet, and he'd come up there. He'd be like, "Man, you got the Pelican brief?" And I'll be like, "No, it's out, man." and then as soon as I say it's out, you know where you go. So it just made me think when you said Crimson Tide, made me think when I used to work at my uncle's store, and people used to use that as the playoff. So they could just not look like they just want to go straight into the corn room, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Crazy. So Gene Hackman, man, I definitely that's a crazy story, but you know the time of what's going on. But yeah, Gene Hackman. See, I grew up working that's another reason why I know a lot, even more past my age, about like what was going on in movies. Because like for years I worked at my uncle's store, so I used to see all these movies and rent them out and stuff. So even movies that's before my time, like that's why I love Gene Hackman too, man. I used to be watching Superman all day long in the back.
And you know the other one that I love that he did, and I man, if it come on right now, I'm stuck. Is The Firm with him and Tom Cruise?
Oh yeah. That?
Man, that was a good one too, man. That's one of my favorite movies of all time, The Firm. And man,
Enemy of the State was a good one.
Yeah, Enemy of the State was a good one. Get Shorty was a good one. Man, to be honest with you, bro, nothing that he did was not good, bro. I mean, like everything, every movie when you seen Gene Hackman come up on the screen, you knew it was about to be a good movie. You just knew it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Gene Hackman and his family.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Enemy of the State, R.I.P. Gave us 6 great movies. And actually, I don't know how he got to 95 and I didn't know it. That's almost the craziest part about everything. I did not know. I thought he was at most 70s.
Man,
I
I remember when I was young, man, and he came out with this one was crazy, bro. Mississippi Burning.
Oh yeah.
That one was crazy, man. Mississippi Burning. Oh my God. That was that was one that had you like, man. I don't know, Gene Hackman. You know what I'm saying? That one was kind of crazy, man.
Yeah,
But it
that
was
one had
still good.
you hated Gene. He played that role too good.
Yeah, man. It took him to come back with some good ones for me to get on his good side again, bro. But after Mississippi Burning, I wasn't liking old Gene Hackman back then, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's just how good of an actor he was, man. Everything he did, you believed it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, man. R.I.P. to Gene, Hackman and his family. I don't know if he had kids or anything. They didn't really say if he had kids or anything, but man, 95. Gene Hackman was a PIMP too.
Yeah.
95, had a 63-year-old wife and had been married to her for 34 years. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't
I didn't know that they was married for 34 years. And she was a pianist, like or something like that. Like she was popular. Like she had her own thing too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she was doing her own thing. I didn't know that either. A lot you learn. It's crazy how much we learn once somebody gone.
Right. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. I mean, that's a life though. 95.
Yeah, he did. He did. And I mean, nobody want to see nobody go, but they say if you're gonna go 90 something, that said monoxide, meaning you ain't had no suffering. So I mean, I guess we could at least say that he didn't suffer.
I remember when I lived in DC, my next door neighbor, he was an older gentleman. Like when I moved into my house, actually, it was my first house that I had ever bought. And my next door neighbor, man, he was like this. He was just a good dude. He had like 4 Rockwallers, man. They look like horses, right? He had the big old like enclosed cage for him. And man, so he was the kind of dude, man. He made you be a good neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like he would be out cutting his grass. He was an older gentleman. So when you see him cutting his grass, you couldn't just sit in the house and just have high grass. You know what I'm saying? So you would end up breaking out and going and doing the same thing, man. I think Flo must have fell off again. Let's give him a second to pop back in chat. Kind of glad he did. I need to move around anyway. I'm getting my house clean and I had to go from one room to the other because there's a lot of noise that's being made. So it's kind of perfect timing. I could get up and transfer positions while she transferred positions. All right, so that's Gene Hackman. What do you guys think about Gayle King and Katy Perry going to space with Jeff Bezos' rocket company? I didn't even know Jeff Bezos had a rocket company. That was new information to me when I seen that. That's got to be Can you imagine having that much money to the point where you can actually have rocket ships that can take people into space? All right, I think we got flow back. Yeah, there you go. Man, we were just talking. So I was when I was talking before you got off. The guy that lived next door to me, like I said, he was an older gentleman. Kept his cars clean. Yard was immaculate all the time. And then one morning, I was laying in the bed, and next thing I know, I seen all kind of lights, police lights. I heard ambulance, all over the place. And then, me being a little nosy, I kind of peeked my head out to see what was going on. And I seen all the police and ambulance next door. And man, do you know, man, he committed suicide, bro.
Dang.
In his car. He had a son too. His son was like my age. So when his son would come over, we would, chop it up. And man, he had an Escalade, and they found him in the Escalade with the garage door closed and the truck was on.
Lord have mercy.
He committed suicide, man. So when you think you know somebody, man, you really don't know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. When you said died of carbon monoxide, I thought about that, man. My neighbor was a good dude, and man, that shook the whole neighborhood because everybody was like, "Huh?" Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like him?
Yeah, man. Silent killer.
Right.
Carbon monoxide is crazy.
Yeah, man. I was just before when you got back when you left and came back, I was talking about Gayle King and Katy Perry.
What's going on with Gayle King and Katy Perry?
They getting ready to partake in all women space mission with Jeff Bezos' rocket company. And I was just telling the chat, I was like, man, like how crazy must it be to be so rich where you got a whole rocket company that could take people into space, man? Like, how much money do you have to be able to do that, man? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't getting on that.
Me either.
We can't fly in the regular world good. What the heck? I ain't trusting y'all to put me into space. Y'all can't even get me from DC to Vegas to Vegas and LA, wherever. And then think I'm gonna jump on y'all plane to go to outer space? Nah, I'm cool.
I've never understood. Like, what do you get? I mean, outside of you got to be like an explorer, right? Mm-hmm. But what do you get? Like, you can't get out the spaceship when you get there. You don't know what you're looking at, when you get there. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very good possibility that you might not get your ASS back down here on Earth.
Yeah, what about them people that have been stuck? Did they ever get them back?
No.
So how some more people talking about going, man? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what to believe. Who the heck would be signing up when they just seen some that just been stuck up there?
Man.
And they don't even talk about it. You see, I had to ask you what happened to them.
Right.
Man, yeah. Now, next thing you know, me and Greg them went on this journey to space. We supposed to be back in about 30 to 60 days, and it's a year, and we still out there.
Yeah.
They can't figure out how to bring us back. And then you can't just call an Uber. You know what I'm saying? You were done. I don't like being nowhere. I can't at least call an Uber, huh?
I mean, like space though, bro. Like you can't even get out and walk around and stretch your legs. You know what I'm saying? You are in this little ship just out in space somewhere, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you even like comprehend that? How do you comprehend being stuck in space for months at a time? You know, and ain't nobody doing nothing to. I mean, I'm pretty sure they trying to get them back, but why are you trying and ain't doing? It's what I
Right.
would be saying. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's crazy, man. So yeah, they talk about you know, they nervous and all it is, but you know, they're willing to partake in the all women space mission, man. So you know, we gonna see.
Man, yeah, let's see, bro. What you got next? Yeah, I'm gonna be looking out for that. But I ain't never. And when I was a kid, I used to love thinking about going to space one day.
Yeah, I used to want to be. I used to want to be
Be an
an
astronaut.
astronaut, bro.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to work for NASA.
I would tell you, I wanted to be an astronaut all the way up to because you know back in the day, when they used to you know do the spaceships going to to the moon or whatnot, they used to air it in the classrooms. You know, in most public schools, they used to air the whatever I can't remember the actual mission, whatever mission, but one of the times that they did that is the time that the space shuttle blew up.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like right prime time on all newscasts, and we was kids in school and we saw it blow up, you know, because it was live. And
right.
man, that shook us. And from that point forward, I was like, no, I don't want to be an astronaut no more.
Yeah, when that one exploded.
Yeah, the one that exploded.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. I remember
Hmm.
that, Greg.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
They had
that was when that killed. I was done at that point.
that's when I was done.
I started dribbling the heck out that basketball. I was like,
Right, right.
I won't be no astronaut. I won't be a basketball player. Now,
Yeah.
forget that. I remember that because
Right.
everybody, we was all so excited. And see, that was when you was a kid too. You know, you ain't realize that bad things could really happen. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
everybody was so excited. You didn't think about people dying. You know what I mean? So everybody, I remember everybody was excited. Everybody to take off, and the dang thing exploded.
Yeah, man.
And as a
That
kid,
was
you
crazy.
like, you still thinking that they alive. You know what I'm saying? But you know, nah, they incinerated.
Yeah. I mean, because you seen it, it just blew up right there in front of your face.
Man, I remember that, Greg. That's a horrifying memory.
Yeah, man. Because you was like you said, you was so excited. Like you like, man, they actually gonna show it in school today. Teacher's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is gonna be great, class. We're gonna show the space shuttle going to the moon. We like, oh, okay. Man, we all sitting there. We was traumatized in the class.
Yeah. Hey, look, you notice they ain't did that too many times since.
No,
That was a bad idea.
that was a bad idea, bro.
It traumatized millions of kids that day.
Yes, bro. It got me. That was for sure. I was like, man, you know. And then after they hurry, I just can remember my teacher just running to the TV to cut it off. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Felix said he saw that. Dad, if you was around for that I don't care if you was 3 years old, 2 years old, you remember that. I go back to 3 and maybe 2, but I know I go back to 3 years old as far as what I can remember.
Right.
I think I go back to 2, but 3 for sure. But yeah, if you was 2, 3 years old, you remember that. Like it was that crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro.
You remember the picture of the for some reason I remember a white woman being on there. I can remember her picture and her face.
And you got to remember, it was like one of the first
With some black people on it.
Yeah, it was the first time, bro.
I remember that. I remember that.
So, we was all pumped up about that. That kind of made it real. Like, man, I guess I can be an astronaut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And them thing got exploded.
Exploded, man. That was crazy.
Look at Shauna said she said her dad picked her up from school early because he was worried about how traumatized they were. Yeah, that was a real time. And guess what? Nobody really talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And that was like history. Like we all, if you was around, you remember that day.
Yeah.
Because that was probably for us, because we know our parents had already seen a lot. But for us, that was a wake-up call, like as far as the first time when you had no clue that anything bad could happen like that. And you just so excited. You weren't even thinking about, oh, I hope everybody make it safe. You know what I mean? You weren't even thinking that. You was ready to watch them go to where the hell they was going. And it went from sugar to boo-boo in like seconds.
Man. And you know what else they used to do back in the day in school? I don't know if you remember this, but we used to have to do the drills because we thought it was going to be a nuclear war.
Yeah. See, I wasn't in school yet, but that was during. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was that during the. That wasn't during the Cold. Was it a Cold War going on at that time, or that was after that?
It was after. It was
because the Cold War was way back. But then, that who was it? What crisis was that? Was it Russia or China? What was the nuclear?
It was with Russia.
Russia.
And,
I remember.
And at the time, Kennedy and Cuba was beefing.
Right. Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yes, Cuban Missile Crisis. So at that point, man, they had us doing all kind of drills, man. I was scared, man. I don't know what, they had you all on the desk. It was an actual drill. You had to put your head between your legs. Man, we was doing that drill like on a regular basis because really people thought we were getting ready to go to war.
Right.
Man, bro. And what's crazy, like years later when you become an adult and you watch certain documentaries, we didn't really realize how close we really was. It was like it was almost a nuclear war. Like, if Kennedy didn't maneuver and do what he did, to stop it, man, it was like it was right there. It was about to be a nuclear war, and they was prepping us. In hindsight, you like putting our head between our legs. How was that gonna help us from being, just wiped off the earth, with a nuclear war? You know what I'm saying? But we wasn't as knowledgeable about, what was going to actually happen if it was a nuclear war. So they was just doing their best to kind of try to prepare us. But I remember them drills, man. Them drills was crazy.
Yeah, them drills was crazy. I don't even know if they do as many drills as we did back in the day. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but yeah, drills was serious back today. But see, I was one of those students. I like anything that got us out that classroom or got us into something that wasn't dealing with listening to them teachers talk. So I like those drills. I used to I used to have my head tucked like crazy. Like, please, let's just stay like this. I don't want to go back up there talking about no social studies and all that. I used to love the drills. Fire drills, tornado drills.
I used to love me some fire drills now. Them fire drills, boy. Whew. Fire drills was the one. Because you all outside, it take forever because everybody in the school outside, you out there playing, it's like a party.
Yeah, we know, Greg.
I was chilling, man, on fire.
We know it was like a party. Nah.
Yeah, it was like a party though, man, because everybody would leave the school. So, you're right. You just got to see so.
I wish I could be reincarnated and just turn into a fly and just follow you around in school, Greg, when you was in elementary school. I'm telling you, I would buzz and fly around everywhere and just watch you and be laughing, cracking up.
And what was crazy, like I was the student government president my 6th grade year, bro. And
before
that
or
was
after
a
the scandal? Was that before or after the scandal?
No, this was that happened when I was in like the 3rd or 4th grade. The playground.
Okay, so after the scandal,
after the scandal,
back strong.
Because
hey, look, that's a good story. You got to tell them you pulled your thing out and got reprimanded, and you had to apologize and became the student council president.
Listen, bro.
Come on, man. That's motivation.
Where I lived at, see, 3rd or 4th grade, we had units, right? I don't know if y'all had them in Cleveland, where it wasn't, our classrooms wasn't in like the main building. You didn't get to the main building until you got to the 5th grade. So 5th and 6th, well, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So I had to be in the 3rd grade on the playground. So when you got to 4th, 5th, and 6th, you went to the big building.
Gotcha.
1st, 2nd, and 3rd, you was in these little units, right? Mm-hmm. So when I got to the big school, playing basketball, all that, and then come 6th, my boy, we used to do some crazy stuff, bro. This is what we used to do. And I almost got another belt to ASS because of this too. When this is so crazy what I'm about to tell you. So when we liked a girl, right, we would actually get married to her. Mm-hmm. This is about to be crazy what I'm about to tell you. So you would be like, okay, everybody would like go, because we had like these baseball diamonds out, in the playground area for the big school, the big building, right? So you would tell everybody, yeah, I'm about to marry Suzette today, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Be out at the diamond, the baseball diamond at, lunchtime, right? Mm-hmm. And bro, we would literally have somebody say, do you take so to be a wedding? Why? Listen, bro. And then listen, this is the crazy part. They would have, so you would, and this is how I almost got belt to ASS. So you would like go steal like, some of your mom's old jewelry, like a ring or so. Mm-hmm. And that would be like your ring to give to the girl, right? So man, they would crunch up potato chips. So once you say, I do, and then the big thing would be you could just like tongue kiss the girl. And like they would be like, so now you can kiss your bride.
Y'all was wild. And y'all did all that just to tongue kiss, for real.
Bro.
All the other stuff was just fluff.
Yes,
it was all about the tongue kiss.
It was the tongue, and it would be like a big tongue kiss. You would be like, And then once you done, you walking down the aisleway. They would be like crunching up potato chips, throwing the potato chips like it was rice. You know what I'm saying, bro? And per year, you might end up marrying about 3 girls.
Yo, you was wild, Greg.
Bro. It wasn't just me, bro. It wasn't just me. It was. We used to do. Tell me this, bro. You had to do this, bro. In elementary school, when your teacher would go like to the office, they'd be like, okay, I got to go to the office. I'll be back in 15, 20 minutes. Everybody stay in your seat, blah, blah, blah. That would be the time where you would go in the front of the class and do the same thing with whatever girl you wanted to do it with. Or, I mean, she would have to reciprocate, of course. But, man, I done seen so many in the front of the classroom, tongue out.
Hey, look, we need to find out what school you went to, Greg. We need to find out what this school is teaching, man.
Selby Elementary School, man.
Yeah, y'all was classic.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all was too much for us. We wasn't that advanced as Shaker.
But it wasn't like we was creating this. This was like what the others before us was doing as well. We was just following suit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, that used to be crazy, man. I don't know what made me think. But anyway, so yeah, 6th grade, man, I became.
Hey, Greg, let me tell you something about Shaker. You would have been expelled.
No, if you would have got caught, we would have been done for sure. We just didn't. We never got caught.
Hey, look, you wasn't even done. You was expelled from the whole. Shaker was one of those schools back when I went there. Not now. I mean, they done turned whatever. Shaker was one of them schools. When you have a moment that you think you're doing too much, one of them kid moments, man, you be expelled. It'd be like, nah, you can't even go to a Shaker school no more. You off in Cleveland. Like Shaker was like strict. Now people still broke the rules, but when you broke them, man, it wasn't one of them schools where they just did a lot of talking. They was like expel, suspend. That was Shaker. So it was like the little stories I would tell wouldn't have nothing on your elementary stories, Craig, because they had us shook to do too much. The baddest thing we did is every time it was recess, we was happy we could just go out and start cussing like sailors. That's all. That was our being bad. We used to go, hey, look, you know how you be, we get out on the playground, you know, we 8, 5, 7 years old. Hey man, what the F that? You know, it ain't even making no sense. That B don't know what that be. F, we be laughing. So it was like that was our escape. Like we'd be perfect Samaritans in class. And boy, if you could have heard what our little 7-year-old, 6-year-old, there's something I deep. What the F? You know what I'm saying? Like we were just cussing for no reason. Like when I look back, I was like, I hope my son and them don't talk like we used to be talking on the playground. That was our thing, though. Cussing at recess. You know, especially once you got good at it, you know what I mean? It's like, once you got good at cussing, you be cussing for no reason, huh?
Yeah, my shoe untied. Why would my MF shoe untied?
Yeah, man, F that shoe. You know, you just wanted to say, you just wanted to cuss. But yeah, bro. So that was Shaker, man. It was just like you want to hear a bunch of 6 and 7-year-olds. Sounded like Bernie Mac cussing on the playground. That's what we was doing. Yeah, we was cussing on the playground. That was our thing, though. But yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah, man, we had some fun, man. I still
like Lauren said, just cussing just to cuss.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
F that MF, and that MF don't know it. F. You'd be like, that don't even make sense. Like, so I'm just cussing, baby. This is just cussing grounds. It ain't about, we don't even know how to cuss.
You don't even know how to do it. You just
don't know how to cuss. I'm about to get me some of that F, the B.
They don't even go together, bro.
Hey,
what are you talking about?
I'm just letting the F-bombs fly. Man, those was the good old days. And then we be having a nerve to be that. Hey, look, that's the cycle. Then we had a nerve to be on our kids' back. Like we didn't do nothing.
Right, bro.
We all know. I can speak for all of us when I say our kids ain't half as toxic and bad as we were.
No,
I know that for a fact.
That's why, man. I just once like in the beginning of my kids, I would be a little hard on them, but as they became able to kind of understand, I would be thinking about stuff like that. Like, man, I can't go too hard on them because I was
Yeah, I was doing way worse.
Right. And I be telling my sons too, like, man, if y'all can, man, chill out because y'all don't even, man, stop it. You can't. First of all, stop trying to, get things past me. I didn't see everything. I did everything. So don't even try it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we was a menace. Hey, look,
yes, bro.
Cutting through everybody. Hey, look, and we was in the suburb. It'd be about 7, 10, 15 of us walking to school, man. We cutting through everybody's yard. Walking, stomping through flowers. Imagine cutting through, because I don't know if y'all used to do that, but we would cut through yards to get through. And I'm talking about nobody we knew. It was just like all kind of people. We'd be destroying people's garden. When you're a kid, you don't know. We didn't do all the destruction on purpose. It was just we was cutting through people's yard. And then I remember one time this one man was waiting for us. We come hopping over the fence. He called the police on us.
That'd have been my dad, bro. If you
your dad was like, yeah, he was plotting on us.
Man, he would have snitched on you so crazy. Because back then it was like parents could, people could almost like whoop other kids.
Yeah, they could.
You know what I'm saying? So if you was doing something like you wasn't supposed, not a real whooping, but they might grab you and bow, 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 and be like, and I'm about to call your mom and daddy and tell them what you did. And that would be worse than that would be worse than
hold on, I'm about to mess you up, Greg. I'm old enough where I caught the very, 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 very tail end of when your principal could whoop you.
Oh,
I think it was when I was in kindergarten or first grade. I think that was when they got around that time. But I remember going in the office. I was in first grade, and I was at a new school, and I wanted to go talk to a principal. Talk to the principal, and it was a boy in front of me. He was looking all crazy, like he was nervous, like I didn't know what was going on. I'm at a new school, so you paying attention to everything. So he go back there. He had to talk to the principal, right?
Right.
So when they shut the door, he was like, "I heard the principal, Johnny. I heard it." And he was like, "No." And all I heard was wham, wham, wham. I was like, "What? They still whooping kids?" So I ain't ended up talking to the principal. I went back to the class because I just was about to talk about like something regular. But I was like, you know what? I ain't never seen nobody get whooped. And they had a special, I'm telling you, no joke. They had a special paddle that had holes in it so it could cut through that wind. And then that was like right the year that they outlawed it everywhere. But it was still schools that was doing it. And I'm like, if you don't remember those days, they used to whoop, the principal could whoop you.
Listen,
back
bro,
in the day.
Let me tell you something right here, right now. See, I'm a little bit older than you, so
hey, look, now we got Diamond worried. See, Greg, we got Diamond worried about it too, boys, because you done heard these stories. See, Greg, I know. Hey, Diamond, that's what we saying. Our kids ain't half as bad as what we was. That's why we be talking shit to our kids, but we know that they all much better off than us. So your boys, I'm sure your boys are innocent. They're the paddles. See?
Listen, bro.
I ain't the only old fart. Hey, look, I ain't the only old fart in this group. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you, bro.
That's exactly what it's called. Go ahead, Greg.
So, like I said, I'm a little bit older than you. So I was there for the whole paddling. That was what was going on, and it wasn't just the principal; it was the teachers too, bro.
See, I ain't know,
and it was so off the chain. Like the teachers had got all into it. They would have like names for their paddles. They would have them taped up. Man, my math teacher
have them on display.
Listen, bro, my math teacher was a golfer back in the day. Right? I didn't even know about golf at the time. So he was a known golfer. He was probably like 6'6". Bro, he had this paddle. And back then you would be in the classroom and they would take you out in the hallway and they had different things. Put your hands up against the wall. put both of your hands up against the wall, and you would hear cacao. And you would be in the classroom.
See,
like,
do that noise again, Greg.
Huh?
Man. And that's how you know somebody really been around paddling. Because you ain't never heard, like, it didn't even sound like the belt your mama and them use.
Nah.
This paddle sound like wham, wham.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy.
I said, man, I ain't got to talk to this principal about nothing.
And, man, we had like a male principal. We had a female principal and a male vice principal. Of course, our female principal, she wasn't doing those. And they wasn't even called paddling. They called it was called swatting. You got to go get swatted. That was the name for it. They didn't call it paddling. Swatting. They would be like, come on out in this hallway. You want to act crazy in the classroom? Come on out here and get the SWAT. And you might get, depending on the teacher, you might get 1, you might get 2, but I rarely seen somebody go out in the hallway and come back in the classroom without tears in their eyes. Bro, it was crazy. I'm like, how are y'all allowing them to do this to us?
Yeah, well, hey,
it worked though, bro.
It did.
It worked.
What they missing now,
bro.
You had
bad
kids.
Kids.
You were scared of. Look, my great grandma, she was from the era where you had to go get your own switch.
Right.
They call it a switch too. You had to get your own switch from outside. And guess what? Don't let you come back with a switch that don't work good for grandma. Now you're getting 2 whoopings. Grandma seen one time, great grandma was whooping one of my uncles. And he came back with he thought he was smart. He came back with a switch from out. They used to go out in the yard and pick like a stick. That's what they call a switch. It'd be like a stick or something that's good for hitting. So he tried to get one that didn't have a good that wasn't solid. So Granny was whoop. He said, and you gonna come? She said, you gonna come bring me this braggedy whip? Don't give me another one. So she wore him out again. I said, hey, look, when all the grandkids and you looking at that, man, you folding your clothes, you making your bed, you listening. And it only took one. It wasn't like they had to whoop you all day long. It'd be one person get whooped. That whooping would reverberate for like a good 6 months. Good 6 months, you ain't had to whoop nobody else.
Bro.
And
I remember all of that.
You better get a good sturdy. You had to not only pick your punishment weapon, but you had to make sure it was a good one. You be coming back like, here, Granny, this is a good one. You know what I mean? To whoop me with, like, you want to make sure you got Granny some nice equipment, or that was your behind.
Yes, bro. I remember, bro. See, luckily for me, I was the only child. My parents, they really wasn't. I mean, it was just belt to ASS with me. But like my neighbors and cousins, it wasn't just switches. Not this how crazy the people I guess I was around. They didn't just get one switch. They would go so crazy. They would make them bring in like 3 switches or 3 branches, and they would braid them and then whoop you with the braided switch.
That's next level.
Yes, bro. And not only that, see, it wasn't just switches for whatever. These people were literally abusing their kids. They would do the extension cords too, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's that era. Not extension cords. You taking somebody to jail for that.
Oh, my God, bro.
When they say go get the extension cord, now I can say this. I ain't never seen nobody in my world get whooped by extension cord, but I have seen people say go get it. Because usually you don't never have to use the extension cord. It's just like, boy, don't make me get that extension cord. And I don't care what thoughts you had, it's gone. Yeah. That extension cord is cruel. Extension cord is what made them bring out 696 kids.
Yes.
Because them extension cords leave welts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that That's what made them come with 696 kids, because they was like, all right, now y'all use extension cords and we got to put some type of laws out now.
Right.
But no, I remember the extension cord, and then like you said, it was always belt to A for you. That's why I said my great grandmother, because that was their era. Your era and my era was belt. It wasn't about all that other stuff. It was just belt, or if it was a man, it was just his hand. Like he just whip your butt with his hand. It was belt in hand. We didn't have all those weapons and stuff. That was the era before us that did that.
Yeah, I remember, man, my mom was so off the chain, man. Like, I was spoiled and I knew it. So I used to act out sometimes, going to the malls and, you know, we be out shopping or whatever. Man, bro, I done got so many. Have you ever just been slapped in your mouth in front of you in a store? You talk, why can't, man, I done been slapped in the face, in the mouth, bro. I done been hit in stomachs. You know? My moms did not play, bro. She did not play. You know, you think you sport? Okay. Man, my mama used to pinch me so hard, bro. I thought I was going to die, bro.
Pinch game, crazy.
The pinch game was crazy, wasn't it?
Pinch game was great. That was, hey, look, I will put that up there with the crew. You know, some of the stuff we went through was cruel. I remember the pinch, though. Because the pinch was what they liked about the pinch was like a silencer.
It was silent, bro.
It was like a gun with a silencer. Like they could pinch the heck out of you in grocery store, and nobody in the store knew why your face or why you were screaming, because that pinch would come from up under somewhere. So the pinch was used in public. Yes, but it was actually more powerful than the belt.
It was, bro. It was, bro. It would break you down, bro.
You could use the pinch in church. Yes. That's how dangerous the pinch was, and nobody would know nothing. But hey, look, after that pinch, Greg, tell the chat. After that pinch, you ain't do whatever you was doing because you didn't want another one.
Nah. Nah, you straighten all the way up, bro. I promise you. Because they knew, and they would hold it too. It wouldn't just be like, no, they would grab you wherever and just all they might hold it for a second and then release. Your pain would catch up with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would just be
Lauren said she had experienced the wooden spoon.
Oh yeah, I mean, bruh.
When y'all think about what you can't do these days, how many cases would our parents have caught back in the day with today's rules?
Oh my God, bro!
All our parents would be locked up right now. Like, you look at what the rules is now compared to back then.
It's crazy, bro. And what's crazy? It seems like we end up, because of all that abuse, we end up being better human beings. That's what's crazy.
They beat the citizenship out of us. Like, you're gonna be a good person. You don't have a choice. Man, what we got on the docket, Greg?
Man, you know, you see what Denny's doing?
Man, y'all know I've been destroying Denny's in my whole career. Denny started reporting my videos. What Denny's done did? I done been a part of many boycotts on Denny's. What the hell Denny's done did now?
So Denny has announced that it will be implementing an egg surcharge, passing the rising cost of eggs onto its customers. Due to the nationwide egg shortage and increased cost of eggs, some of our restaurant locations will need to temporarily add a surcharge to every meal that includes eggs, Denny's told CNN in a statement. This pricing decision is market by market and restaurant by restaurant due to the regional impacts of the egg shortage. The egg shortage is driven by an ongoing bird flu outbreak that has decimated flocks across the U.S. since the beginning of 2022. Egg supplies have dwindled and prices have soared as a result, forcing many businesses to adapt. Denny's, bro.
Screw Denny's. I'm sick of Denny's. And when eggs was super cheap, you wasn't giving us no super deal. Now the eggs expensive, you want to pass the buck. Denny on the list.
How is Denny's even still in business? Tell me that.
They master being the only people open at certain times. Like they only where you gotta go to them. That's how they survive. If you ever notice, Denny's typically they'll be where people at, but a lot of Denny's be in weird areas. But yeah, I'm with you. They should have been done like 30 years ago. Denny's shouldn't have made it to the 2000s.
They was like the first open racist restaurant ever, right?
Yeah, that I know of. They was the first ones that people was like, saying no to Denny's because of their racism.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't like Denny's.
Yeah, I think I might have eaten at Denny's probably like twice in my entire life.
So they gonna pass on the egg prices.
Yeah. So if you go to Denny's, don't order eggs because you can order eggs, but you're gonna be paying a surcharge as if you in a fine 5-star restaurant or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
bro. I couldn't believe that when I saw. I was like, man, this whole egg epidemic ain't no joke, right?
And the funny thing is, I don't know how long they've been talking about eggs, but y'all know I've been complaining about egg prices for a long time. Now Denny's trying to make a charge for them,
right?
An extra charge.
Eggs ain't nobody else doing that though.
Exactly. That's why I would say, you know what? Well, I don't want nothing from y'all then. Y'all so greedy. So in other words, what you're saying is you're not able to get over on us on eggs because you actually have to pay for them now. So now you want to pass the charge over. I'll pass. It's too many other restaurants. I'm done with Denny's. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
That's how I don't like it for sure.
Hey, did you see ASAP Relly?
Yeah, he's suing.
Yeah, civil lawsuit against ASAP Rocky. Trial date set for next year.
Now he might get paid on that though. You know how that go.
Man, he better just hope some don't. We don't. Hey, I'm gonna just keep it at that. That's a long time.
We don't be talking about something allegedly.
Yeah, that's a long time, man. You dealing with a billionaire, really. The spouse of a billionaire, so
a free billionaire at that.
Yeah, you better. You better go try to figure out how to get some money somewhere else.
Yeah, for real.
I don't get this, man. This is his boy too, right? They kind of grew up together.
Yeah.
Started this group, the whole ASAP, group together. And this is what it ends up being at the end of the day. You're no longer friends. You see one of your friends that's did majorly good for themselves instead of being a component and a cheerleader of that. You trying to figure out ways to get some of his money that he didn't work hard for. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I hate that. I'm with you on that. That's why I said, unless something happened to him, but he might get paid only for the simple fact that sometimes once a person done got out and moved on, they don't even sweat the civil as much. I don't know. I ain't gonna speak for how ASAP Rocky gonna handle it, but normally if you got some type of case, he might have it. I wouldn't do it, and he might not get nothing. But I've seen so many of these cases where they don't get the conviction they're looking for in the criminal trial. But the civil is, what is it, 50%? Like, ain't it like a little more than 50% guilty? You know what I mean? It's not beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
It's a different level of how they measure guilt or innocence. So it don't even still don't necessarily mean he's guilty. It just mean that it's 51% chance that he was guilty or something like that. So I don't know. But yeah, he just trying, he doing like the Diddy legal team, trying to throw whatever he can and see what sticks. But he ain't the bottom line is when you take that route, you lose in the end no matter what.
Right.
No, you lose in the end no matter what.
Yeah, you know, you barely can even, you know, you almost got to get a face change.
Yeah, you got to get a face change. Your lawyer gonna take, hey, look, your lawyer gonna take half of it. Taxes gonna take the other half.
Right.
I mean, you know, half of it, and you're gonna get enough money to blow and show somebody that you back, and then you broke within 30 days, and now the whole world hates you.
Yeah.
And you back broke, and now what?
Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. So yeah, man, you see your boy Floyd all on the business channels, taunting and big upping the president, talking about he's the best president we ever had. Floyd, man.
Yeah, I saw that. Floyd trying to stay in the
calm
news.
down, bro.
Yeah, Floyd is trying to stay in the news, and the thing about Floyd is he sometimes don't know. I ain't gonna even say what to say, but sometimes he'll say something. I'm to be surprised. I'm surprised Floyd ain't said something to piss everybody off enough to really go hard yet. Like, because Floyd, and I ain't even saying he would do it on purpose, but just he will say whatever for real. And so to be honest, I'm surprised he done went this long without really, you know, saying, like, literally saying the wrong thing, and he getting close.
Yeah,
people turning on him, because I'm talking, when I say he getting close, I'm saying the people who support Floyd, some of the stuff he's saying and doing ain't what his foundational supporters is about. So we'll see.
And I think he kind of, you know, he's starting to almost become irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't have the same spotlight that he had when he was the actual champ, right? And even then, you know, people still was like, man, you know, bro, okay, you rich, you know, do we gotta just see everything, bro? Like,
right.
You know, we get it, you know, but for the sake of, you know, him being able to, you know, show that he had wealth out, I mean, it was good to see. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely good to see, but you know, after a certain period of time, man, like you say, you know, when he started doing these, you know, fights with, you know, this he couldn't just be a champ and just go sit down somewhere.
Right.
You know, he's doing these exhibitions and, you know, this country, that country. It started to feel a little, you know, I ain't like it, bro. I don't want my champ to be running around doing exhibitions after you didn't had a flawless record, man. You can sit down, bro. Unless you need to do that because you know your money ain't right, then I understand it. But you know, Floyd better be careful, bro. He got too many skeletons. You know, I'm pretty sure in his closet where, yeah, he needs to tread lightly. You know, and I know he ain't. So I'm assuming something big is about to happen in that world. You know, here at some point. I don't know what, but it sounds like he's heading in that direction.
I think you need to straighten him out, Greg. We're gonna do the Floyd Mayweather G Money exhibition, man.
What we talking?
Put it on pay-per-view for like a cool $1 million.
No, that ain't enough.
That ain't enough.
Nah, that ain't enough.
How much for? Dang, Greg, how much you need to step in there with Floyd, man?
Man, give me
How
a
much
little
would you
bit
need?
more than the M, because M is really like 500. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Somewhere up in there.
And you're gonna have to need some new ribs.
Yeah, I mean, I go in there for like 2.5.
Okay, 2.5. Hey, how much
Yeah.
in the chat? How much in the chat would y'all need to get an exhibition with Floyd? Now I'm gonna tell you one thing. When he throw a hook, because he a professional, and so you ain't really never been around a professional just throwing like for real. When he throw a hook, it sounds like that paddle, and I don't know how he do it, but that paddle we was talking about the principals and teachers had, you know how to make that whoop.
Right.
When he playing around and throwing hooks, it'd be like whoop, whoop. I be like, dang, I wonder what that feel like when it connect to your stomach. Yeah. Hey, look, I keep it real. I was like, hey, look, that's the one thing I used to be tripping out on. I'm like, okay, those are professional punches. They cut through the wind like paddles. Okay. No wonder when you see boxers, you see some of them get hit in their kidney or their stomach area, and you don't think nothing really happened, and they be down for an hour. You be like, dang, that's all. That's all it took. But nah, them punches is different. I gotta say that. I ain't never seen nobody throw a couple hooks in the air and it sounded like that. I was impressed. I said, okay, so this is what professional fighting. This is the difference right here.
Man, I love Floyd, man, and he from Michigan, so you know what I'm saying. Floyd was as far as boxing is concerned, he's the best, one of the best boxers I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Who your top 5, Greg?
Oh man, I liked Ali, Floyd, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray, and Roberto Duran. That's
so
5.
You said Ali,
Floyd, Sugar Ray, Tommy
So not
Hearns.
the original Sugar Ray.
No,
the 80s Sugar Ray or the original.
The 80s Sugar Ray. The quickest
so
lightning.
80s Sugar Ray over the original. That's
yes.
That's the first. Go ahead.
Yes. And then I gotta go with Roberto Duran, man.
Okay.
Because I'm from that era of boxing. Like, I like the new era too, but them guys, they set the tone. Them Sugar Ray, Tommy Hearns fights back in the day, blockbusters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Sugar Ray was so like sweet with it, man. Just aha. Had them quick feet, man. Had the Jerry curl. And then, of course, Ali was Ali, and then Floyd is Floyd, and then Roberto Duran just was like that, that tough, hands of steel, had a glass jaw. Yeah, man, them would be my top 5. I could sprinkle a couple others in there, but that would be my top 5. What about yours?
I got Ali and Floyd. I got the original Sugar and the other Sugar, both Sugars. And man, I as far as a dark horse that nobody really give no credit to, man, I used to love Sweet Pea, man. I just think I like the underdog that nobody will put him up there, but Sweet Pea was ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, Sweet
He
Pea
the
was
only one that Floyd actually give it up to.
Yeah, he put them hands on Floyd a little bit, didn't he?
Huh?
Didn't he put them hands on Floyd a little bit?
Yeah. Floyd give it up to Sweet Pea. So I throw Sweet Pea in mine, but I was a big Sugar fan for sure. Ali, of course. And like I said, 2 Sugars and the Sweet Pea, but there was so many out there. Like you said, I think the golden era was with Sugar and Tommy Hearns and Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I think that was the golden era of boxing to me.
Yeah, Marvelous almost snuck in there. Even Tyson too. I almost put Tyson in there as well, but Tyson just, it was almost like he was an anomaly.
Yeah, if I say top 5 impact and just the biggest fighters, the whatever you want, like just name wise and what they brought to the game and the eyes they put on the game, Tyson definitely in my top 5. But
Right.
if I'm talking straight skill, you know what I mean? That's the only reason I kind of don't have them. But if we just talk about top 5 fighters, period, just how big they were at their time or what they brought, like I said, I definitely would have Tyson in my top 2 if that was the case. But yeah, man, that was the golden era. So y'all, what we always do about this time, we about to get ready. So look, what we about to do, Greg, is everybody report. I'm gonna send the instructions in the group me. 6 p.m. Today we having the first closed house panel. Breakfast for dinner. We talking about the blackout, DEI, and what companies we not messing with. If you're not in the group me, get with DM me so I can send you the link. You can DM me on Instagram. That'd probably be best. All right, Minnie, send me that list. We could probably definitely go over that list and they can go over the list in the panel. So perfect. Send me the list. And after this, me and Greg about to holler, and I'm gonna give you all the instructions on the panel tonight. Much love. I'm out.